Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. Gonna be using Choice Specs Dragonite. So, a few weeks ago I actually used Choice Specs Garchomp and that was a really fun live, so I figured I would go ahead and specs another dragon right here, and we got Choice Specs G-Knight right here. Draco Meteor, Hurricane for the dual stab. Both are really strong attacks, a little bit inconsistent with the accuracy, but ideally we hit. Same with Fire Blast, a really nice coverage, but the accuracy is not very good. And Ice Beam right here is 100% accurate, so we of course have max speed Timid Nature right here, just to make sure we can go ahead and outspeed Pokemon that would normally want to outspeed us. Pokemon like Timid Magearna we definitely want to be able to outpace. Max special attack, of course, and I'm pairing it with a Choice Scarf Kartana. The mindset is I figured Dragonite could go ahead and lure a lot of Kartana's checks, like Landorus T with Ice Beam and Celesteela with Fire Blast, and then Kartana can go ahead and clean lead game. We have Mega Medicham right here as a physical wall breaker alongside Dragonite, Tapu Koko, which is a leftovers defog pivot right here, Ferrothorn, which is our Fairy Resist, our Ashker Ninja Switch in, and our Rain Check, and then finally a SD Dragonium Garchomp. So I did want SD Dragonium or Garchomp with the rocks because I wanted spikes on Ferrothorn right here, just to get some hazard stacking in, and yeah, that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out, and let's get right into the games. Alright, I have the first game right here. My opponent is very weak to Dragonite actually, but I do have to be worried about the Kyurem Black because the Terravolt would allow it to go through my Multiscale. I think a good lead on my part right here would just be my Medicham. It's either going to be Victini or Lando lead, yeah, so right here I can just pretty freely fake out is what I'm thinking. He could go hard Victini. I think I would go Garchomp at that point and try to get up my rocks. He actually pivots into Magearna here, which is pretty fine with me, I think. I'll go Ferrothorn here, not wanting to take a Flare Cannon with my Garchomp. I would never risk that, even though I know he's going for Volt Switch. A really good Focus Blast play, actually. That's what I was not anticipating right there. Makes this a little bit harder for me. I'll go for Spike here. My opponent unfortunately hits 2 of those in a row, which is like really ridiculous, but I guess it works out for them. I'll go ahead and bring back my Medicham right here, and I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and click Ice Punch on the incoming Landorus T. I gotta get some momentum back right here, and I think that is a great way to do it, so we burn a Yachi Berry, and I don't know if they would switch out here or not. They could go Victini if they really want to. I'm just gonna Ice Punch again, I think. Tapu Fini comes out, okay, so good switch by my opponent. I'll go here into my Tapu Koko. We are a Roost set, so I can go ahead and take this on. And I think my best way of winning this game would probably, that is a Specs Fini, I think. No, it got leftovers, it's just an offensive Fini, okay. I think it is probably in my best interest right here to just go for a U-turn, as Landorus T comes back in, okay. I think I'm going to be trying to set up for my Kartana win right here with Leaf Blade. And in order to get that to work, I do need to get my rocks up at some point, and I think now is actually a pretty nice opportunity to do that, so let's go ahead and get them up, as I know he's probably going to do the same. He actually does not do the same. Really surprised about that. And I'm able to knock that out. Okay, cool. So Garchomp is still good right here, except it's walled by Bulu, which is kind of a problem. Fini is going to come back out, of course. I think I just leave it in an Earthquake twice on the defog. Seems kind of worth it to me. I actually got a crit right there. It looks like that would have 2-hit KO'd anyway, and I'll just click rocks again, as my opponent decides to go ahead and knock me out. That is perfectly cool. I think I bring out, perhaps Koko here is a good play. Another option is Medicham and clicking Zen Headbutt. I actually like that option more right here. The one drawback to this is that it can miss, obviously, and that is very scary. I will go for Zen Headbutt here and really hope that, because like these rocks are really important, right? So this is going to be a very game-defining turn if he decides to stay in, and I thankfully do hit, so that's really good for me. Now, Victini should come out next here, as it does. I think I always go Dragonite hard. Blake's my Multiscale with the U-turn. That's kind of tough, because I was kind of hoping he would go for a V-Create, and then I could throw off maybe a Fire Blast. That's what I was thinking right here, but let's see what comes in before we get too ahead of ourselves. Maybe he'll go out into something that's not Kyurem. Yeah, he does. Okay, actually go out into something that's not Kyurem. So I can actually just Fire Blast here for the damage for Kartana. That's, I think, my best play. Yeah, that's a great damage for Smart Strike. And my opponent actually misses a Flare Cannon. That's really big. I would have gone down to that, but I think Smart Strike would have wrapped this up, perhaps. Because all I need is damage on Victini now, and Scarf Smart Strike would do it. So Dragonite picks up that kill right there. Kyurem Black comes out next, as I think it should have before. I think perhaps it's probably my best play to keep this for the Bulu. So I think my best play right here is just to go out into Tapu Koko into Medicham. That looks good to me. And I believe I just high jump kick for right away. That should be my play right here as Bulu decides to come out. It does not reveal an item, so I'm actually going to go back to Dragonite here. A good Victini double, but the problem with my opponent's play is if he takes any damage, then he's in range of Cart, so All I need to do is try to hit a Draco Meteor here. Bolt Strike will not knock me out, and now Kartana has sealed up the game, I believe, so that looks good to me right here. Kieran Black comes in. I always stay in on this. Then bring out Kart. Kart should do 57 and be able to Smart Strike this twice and win, is what I'm thinking. Even if he Scarf, I outspeed. We definitely outspeed Scarf Bulu. He can't Protect stall me. Well, in theory he could, but he would need 15 Protects in a row, so let's click Smart Strike here and knock that out. Yeah, we're able to go ahead and win, which is very cool. I'll go ahead and drop a GG right there. Well, he already left the battle, so I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I have the next game right here. My opponent has like every single Pokemon that does super well against my team, which is a little bit unfortunate right here, but I think Kartana win is looking kind of viable. I just gotta weaken Ferrothorn, I mean the Landorus and Ferrothorn too pretty much, and get damage off on Volcarona, which is gonna be pretty hard. If you Scarf Protean Grand, that's also a big threat in itself. I think perhaps my best play right here should be to lead off with... I'm thinking my Ferrothorn perhaps could be a good lead, because I'm expecting Kyurem or Deontay. Greninja was not really a lead I was anticipating, but I guess what I can do against Ferrothorn right here is just go for a Spike. It's either that, because he might go for Hidden Power Fire, right? I don't have a good response to that anyway, so I'm just going to Spike here. Landorus T decides to come in. I do need damage on this for my cart, so I will just Gyro Ball here on the Earthquake. Does a lot of damage, but that's, I guess, fine. I take some Rocky Helmet Chip, too. I think I'll go Dragonite here on what I'm anticipating to be a U-turn or another Earthquake. Just goes for Earthquake again. Okay, so this Hurricane right here is going to be really important, and I think it is my best play, I believe. The other option is Fire Blasting on Ferrothorn, and I think that's a better play. This opts to stay in, interesting. But I guess that's okay, I get the damage that I need for Cart, so that's cool. Volcarona may come out here, Deontay actually opts to come out. Do I need Ferrothorn? It's in range of HP Fire, I would be getting nothing out of the turn, but I have to go Ferrothorn anyway. He Hidden Power Fires it right away, which is a really good play on their part, I think, but I think I can try to bluff a Scarf here, perhaps, and get an SD up. That totally sounds good to me, so... Because he should switch out expecting Scarf or Sash is what I'm thinking. So I'll just SD up here and try to claim a kill. I don't think you ever stay in here. Yeah, so goes Ferrothorn. I'm able to go ahead and catch that with an SD. He's giving me damage on this too. I think I always Dragon Z here in case the Landorus comes out. Yeah, because Landorus is going to come out. I get to stay at +1. Deontay comes back. He sees my Z move, so he knows I'm not Sash. So I got to throw away another Mon here, unfortunately. But my Kartana win just became a lot more likely. It's pretty much the main thing. I should keep Garchomp here. I think I just sack off Dragonite at this point to said Moonblast, and I guess maybe I should have gone Hard Cocoa. That could have been a good decision. I'll go Kartana here. He should know I'm Scarf Cart at this point, and I kind of have to get the play right. Do I Smart Strike or Sacred Sword? I might lose to Volcarona anyway, that's the thing. I think I'll Smart Strike here. Yeah, I should have Sacred Sworded, because I could have actually opened up a path for Smart Strike late game. That's tough. Okay, I'll bring out my Garchomp here as the rocks go up. I'll do the same, because I do need to pressure that Volcarona somehow. He should go hard Deontay, but he doesn't do it, which is really good for me. He went for the Leech Seed there. Probably went for a Gyro Ball here is what I would guess. I don't think I can afford my Kartana to take any more damage. I think I just SD here. Yeah, there's a Gyro Ball. I get to click a +2 Earthquake now, though, which is really cool. I'm assuming he doesn't actually have Protect. Interesting. Okay, so I can actually win with Kartana, which is really cool. It's going to come down to, I think, Flame Body Burn, though, which is going to be a little bit tough. So my play here is always to bring out my Medicham, and I believe I should just click Ice Punch every time. I don't think he would switch this out. Yeah, so he gives me that. I guess Deontay kind of has to come out. I guess Gran would be another option. Yeah, Gran or Deontay. He's going off a tie here, which, I mean, I have to play off the tie. And I do get the tie right, so that's really nice. I don't know why he threw that out, because he could have gone for the win con on my Kartana with Flame Body Burn. Deontay comes out next. Do I keep this, or do I keep Coco? So I don't think he's a Rock Polish, first of all, so I don't think I should try to outplay that. I think worst case scenario, I should keep Medicham before my Coco is what I'm thinking, because Coco can't really break through the Kyurem anyway. So I'll throw that out here as I'm actually able to live the attack, which is really cool. Kind of allows me to... I think deflagging is just my best play. How healthy is Gren? And I need the hazards for Gren to be in range of Smart Strike. Let me just make sure that Gren actually goes down to that attack. So, Greninja. I don't think Ash actually gets any more stat boosts, so I guess I'll put a Protean setting just in case. And then Kartana, Choice Scarf. So Smart Strike would probably not kill at +1. That's interesting. So in that case, I think I made the correct play leaving Medi in. I'll use Thunderbolt here. Then Greninja should come out next, is what I'm thinking. Unless he's Scarf Cure him, because he saw my lefties. Greninja comes out. How healthy would Kartana be at? It would be at about 81% when it comes in. What's that roll on Shuriken? So if he is that set, Greninja, with Ash against Kartana, it's a roll in his favor. So I think I go hard Medicham to get the damage, and then Medicham wouldn't take it from 75, right? There's no way. Medicham. Yeah, it's gonna die too, so I gotta make a tough call here. I think with the hard Medi play is my best option. Okay, so he's probably Scarf and I just threw. This is what I'm thinking. I was really expecting Battle Bond. Okay, I'll fake out here every time. As he actually opts to switch out. Really interesting switch. So I think I just go Coco here. As he opts to go for Outrage. Interesting Outrage there. Is there anything I can do to bring this back now because I did that? I guess I gotta hope he's locked in and go for Roost here is what I'm thinking. As he actually is locked in. So I can Roost up a couple times now. And just Thunderbolt until he goes down. And I guess he's going to try to Gunk Shot or Freeze me is what I think he's actually going to try to do. Ice Beam Freeze, is that your best play? And he got it. Man, I even did what I had to, but I think I win anyway with Fake Out, which is kind of cool. Yeah, he knocks me out, I go Medicham here. I fake it out, I switch out, come back in and fake out again, and that will be the game for me. So, really interesting Outrage play. He would have been fine had he just not done that. Yeah, bring it back out here and fake out, and that's going to be a win. So, yeah, I got pretty scared after the Ice Beam Freeze, but thankfully Medicham was healthy enough. I'll go ahead and drop a GG there since the guy hasn't left yet, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I have the next game right here. We got Rain, which what I'm thinking is 100% accurate Hurricane right off the bat. So let's go ahead and lead off here with the Dragonite and just click Hurricane right away. And ideally he switches out into like something really offensive. I don't think he would anticipate a DD right away. Maybe he could. This would be better if I had Thunderbolt, but Hurricane is very spammable here. I think he'll live, though, and maybe break my Multiscale with a U-turn, and that's going to be kind of tough. And maybe he won't live, I don't know. If Ferrothorn comes in, he stays in, takes 96. If he hits himself right here, he didn't hit himself. Had he hit himself, I actually would have probably won right off the bat, because the rain would not be a factor for the rest of the game. Swampert comes back out. It's probably going for Power-Up Punch, if I had to guess. So Kartana's too important. He's definitely going for Ice Punch, I think. How much do I value my Ferrothorn here? I don't think I value it enough. Substitute. Okay, so this is not the biggest deal. I just Power Up here. As that does a lot of damage, but thankfully what I can do here is I'm thinking I just Power Up again on Torn. Okay, yes, I was thinking you might want to stay in to get the damage for Gran. This is not the worst. I can go Coco here. On a Taunt. Okay, so that's fine. I just U-turn out on this incoming Swampert, I believe. I don't think you ever stay, and you should go Ferrothorn or Swampert here every time. Yeah, Swampert comes back, okay. And this is where I can try to make another big call with my Kartana. I could bring it out in Leaf Blade, or I can try to Sacred Sword or Smart Strike into one of these two. Would it be Sapsip or Azumarill on this team? I don't think so. Okay, so I can't go Garchomp, I can't really go Dragonite. I have to go Kartana here. That's my best play. And I gotta make a tough call. Do I anticipate a switch and click Smart Strike? I think that's my best play. The other option is just doubling out. I don't think you ever stay in. I'll go to Coco here. Okay, if we get that right. Okay, so he's not going to stay in again. There's no way. I'll go for U-turn here. He seems really intent on switching out, which is why I'm trying to position myself here. So this is a great position because I just got in my Medicham. He does not show leftovers, which means he probably doesn't have Protect, and I'll just hide Junk Kick this as Pelipper gets sacked. So once Rain is gone, unless he has it on the Swampert, it's gone for good. So Gran actually comes out here. Interesting Gran. I think I should switch out into Ferrothorn is what I think my best play is, so I'll do that. Surf is unfortunately able to 2-hit Kiyomi. Maybe he'll get a bad roll here, or maybe I should just go Dragonite. Let me calc that damage against Spit F Ferrothorn, because this is more Spit F than usual. I usually run 164 Spit F, but this one has 232 on it. So against Greninja, let's just make the special attack lower, is what I'm thinking. So 103 under Rain. I believe that is Choice Specs. Surf would do 25 to 30 with Choice Specs under Rain. That is max def though. I still believe it's Specs. There's no way Specs could get that roll. Non-Specs could get that roll. Yeah, so I can switch out here into Resist if I really want to. I will do that here. I can just bring out Dragonite now, and he needs to crit this basically. Or else something else is taking a Specs Hurricane in the Rain. And I think if he gives me Torn, I will just win with my Kartana, is what I'm thinking. Ferrothorn comes out. That is not a switch in. Yeah, that's not even leftover, so I get to 2-hit KO this thing now. And yeah, that thing's out of the picture. Swampert's going to come out next, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so at this point in the game, I just sack off Ferrothorn, as Ice Punch actually comes out and doesn't even knock me out. That's kind of funny. Okay, that's fine. I believe I just go Kartana and click Leaf Blade. I gotta be careful though. I think I'll just Leaf Blade here. Yeah, he goes Torn, but like I couldn't really risk doubling out. Is this Rain Dance Torn? I believe Torn gets Rain Dance. He's probably clicking U-turn here is what I would guess. So maybe just going Garchomp would be a better play for me. I'll go Coco. Yeah, it goes for U-turn, so I could have called that too, but I think I'm ahead here, so I might be fine anyway. Swampert has to come out here. Yeah, and my play always against Swampert is to U-turn, as he actually goes right for a switch to Torn here. A little bit of an interesting switch, I think. I'll go here into my Garchomp, and what I'm thinking I'll do is... I don't know, I'm tempted to drop the Z, but I feel like he's always going Azu. I'll just click Rocks here, is what I'm thinking. Really good, but I'm surprised you would risk that when my Kartana is right there. So he could expect Edge here. I'll just go for Devastating Drake. He's gonna go Azu this time. I think he goes Azu, and I'm gonna get the play wrong. Because he has to go Azu here, or else he's gonna lose to... Yeah, he was gonna lose to Coco, so I just got the play wrong there, which is really brutal. Alright, I think I stay in and just Earthquake for the damage for my Medicham. There is also this factor that this thing could just be Sap Sipper and not be able to do anything to me here. I guess in theory it could 1v1 me with Protect, Whirlpool, and all that. But ideally not. I don't think he'll give me this either, because if he does, I think he loses to my other thing. So had I just gone for the Z first, I would have won, but he actually does Belly Drum. Can Belly Drum... Kartana will live a Belly Drum boosted attack. Yeah, there's no way Kartana dies. Yeah, Aqua Jet. Kartana's definitely taking this. I have no doubt in my mind. And I guess I should just Smart Strike here to be safe. Yeah, eat that up. Nice. He has to go... I mean, the problem is I'm a little bit more susceptible to Shuriken now. He basically has to go Gran here. So I think I want to keep the Fake Out pressure. That's going to be important. Let's see. If he goes Swampert here, he would have to click... He would have to make a play, and that would be probably calling my Dragonite switch. At this point, Dragonite is my most expendable Pokemon. It dies to all 3 Pokemon right here. The problem is, if I sack off Dragonite, I think I might end up losing to Shuriken late game. Especially since these 2 are in range, right? No, Medicham's out of range. So I might be fine with Medicham. Let's see what comes out here first, though, before we get to a head. How many Shuriken hits would he need to knock out my cart from that range from regular Gran? It's already at 103, right? Let's get rid of the Rain. Weather none. And against the Kartana, I think he would need probably 3. Yeah, so 3 hits would do it. Can I adjust the hits here? Yeah, 2 hits would do... It would be a roll on 2 hits. Yeah, so Gran comes out. I don't think he's actually clicking Shuriken, but I'll go Dragonite anyway. Yeah, he clicked Dark Pulse. I should have made the call. But since he's locked into Dark Pulse, I guess that allows me to bring out my cart here. It's either that or Coco. Alright, so had I attacked there, I think I lost anyway. So I think I made the correct play. Because if cart goes down, I can't win. So, Dark Pulse, huh? It's either this or this. Now, Coco, let me just make sure Coco lives. I believe it always does. Coco, dual screen, Z wild charge. I may end up losing this one, unfortunately. From what, 153? Yeah, so I always live that, which is cool. It'll basically force out Pert. Yeah, I think I see what I have to do. I have to get this play right, so... He's going Pert every time. I'm going to U-turn here. Yeah, Swampert comes out. I get in this. Now I have to make another call. Do I think he switches out to Torn? Swampert should die from that percentage, right? Swampert against Ice Punch. I know I'm calculating a lot, but I really don't want to blunder this, because if he can live Ice Punch, which he can, then I don't want to mess that up. So I Zen Headbutt here every time. Into Torn. I take Helmet, which is tough. Okay, so If I want to not lose to Shuriken, what do I do here? What's the roll on Shuriken against Medi? Greninja. The roll's in my favor with Medi right here, so I think what I do is I get in Cart, bring in Coco. No, that's not a good play. I think I go hard Coco now. Okay, so if he's definitely Hurricaning, I think. But the problem is if he goes for U-turn and I switch out, I definitely lose. But I think he's Hurricaning, so I'm going to go Coco. He went for U-turn, yeah, he got it. So, had I stayed in red there and had jump kicked, I might have been in a better spot, but now I have to sack off a Pokemon just to get in Cart. Maybe I sack this off every time. Yeah, to that. I bring in Cart here. Now, I should have gone Medi right there. What am I doing? Yeah, I just blundered the game. I think I lost anyway, because I go Medi, I hide jump kick, and I'll drop a GG and call that a game. And yeah, so I go Medi, I click, hide jump kick. I would probably knock out the Swampert at that point. He would go to Greninja, click Surf, force the kill onto my Kartana, no, onto my Medi, switch out, bring Greninja back in, and click Shuriken. So I just played my late game, my end game not very well, and that's going to be what it is. That guy was really high on the ladder too. Thankfully, he was, because I lost, what was that? It's like 8 points off of that. That was pretty cool, but I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I have the next game right here, and my opponent is really weak to Garchomp as a lead. I'm anticipating Mamo lead just to get up rocks initially, so I'll lead off here with my Medicham, as he actually leads off with Dundee, so I am going to fake out here, and I just want to scout for whether he stays in or not. So he does stay in, leads me to believe he is probably Electrium Z, if I had to guess, so I'll go Ferrothorn on that. Just goes for Volt Switch, and unfortunately gets a critical hit, which could wear me down for Pokemon like Mamoswine and Feeny, but that's okay. My last opponent was actually the number 3 rated player, which was pretty interesting. So that's very cool. Charizard comes in next. This thing is a problem. What am I doing against it? So if it's Zard Y, what's my best play? I think I go D-Knight every time here. As my opponent just clicks Flare Blitz, it's pretty safe to assume they have Dragon Claw, so I think I will go for the... what do I do against that? I can't... this team is really weak to Zardax. Okay, they actually switched out, so that's good. I gotta somehow get up my rocks. And it's not gonna be against this. I gotta go Coco here on the Moonblast. Sucks that I have to reveal my set. Maybe I should have just Hurricane, but Hurricane spam is definitely very viable anyway. Who's in here? Seal D, and I don't know how to pronounce the other one, but yeah, Hurricane spam looks really good. Hoopa would be the one like big switch in. Not so much the Thundurus anymore because I got damage on that. In fact, the Thundurus might die to Hurricane from 65. Now, it'll live 1 for sure. Not after rocks if I get those up, but it will live otherwise. Yeah, Coco comes in. This is a Totem Como. That is a very big sprite right there. I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out on Thundurus coming in. So that's actually really cool. I guess this is Scarf based on how my opponent's been playing it. So I can maybe go Kartana here and try to lure that Scarf to stay in. And I'm thinking just Knockoff should be fine. If Knockoff doesn't do 53, I'll be disappointed, but it does. Nice. So we get rid of that Pokemon. I guess Como is going to be the next bring-in. Yeah, Como comes back. Look how big it is. I've never actually seen this. This is Z. Do I lose to this? And this sort of setup build right here is just not something I can handle very well. Alright, I think I just go D-Knight. D-Knight doesn't really do much. It's outsped by a lot and just dies to everything. Yeah, so I'll get that in on an Iron Head. That's actually really cool, because if he's like some sort of Adamant set right here, I got rid of the 1 flying resist, and I get to click Hurricane now, and knock out the Como. Beautiful. So I thankfully hit that attack right there, and I kind of force out Mamoswine or the Feeny next. So Mamoswine comes in. I still want to try to get my rocks up, because Charizard is just a giant threat. I'm just going to Hurricane here on the Ice Shard, and bring in Medicham, I think, to just force the kill. This could be Sash in theory, so I will fake out here first, in case it is, and then, because like nothing actually comes in to fake out plus an attack. Actually, that probably would, so maybe I should have done something else. I'll go Coco here. Probably a Moonblast would come out, yeah. Gets a drop, which is kind of lame. Okay, so I believe my best play is just a Thunderbolt in case they stay in. Yeah, because they do stay in for I don't know what reason, but I probably don't need this anymore is what I'm thinking. I'll just Thunderbolt again. They got 2 drops in a row, by the way, so that means they live this next one too. Which is like pretty annoying. Yeah, like that could have definitely been better, but I think how healthy would Charizard be when it comes back in? Because Sacred Sword is a win con for me very clearly right here. I also think my Garchomp just kind of wins if I bring it out now, so maybe I should just do that. Yeah, I don't see how he breaks Garchomp. I guess Ice Shard for Mamo would be the only thing. I'll always Earthquake here. I have Kartana to check Scarf Hoopa in case that's what that is. Earthquake will be my play now. Can Garchomp take one Ice Shard from Mamoswine? UU Life Orb. I guess let's just say OU Physical Attacker against the Garchomp. I'm gonna assume it's probably Banded. Or either that or Sash. So I could live an Ice Shard from regular Mamo. Yeah, Mamo has to come back out here. I can't allow the Charizard to set up, so I think I'm just gonna try to get up my rocks. And I'm gonna Dragon Z here. That's totally fine with me, because what the scenario allows me to do is it basically lets me get in my... This may come down to the tie, I think. No, does it come to the tie? So I bring this out as Sacred Sword. How much would Kartana at +1 do to Zard? I think that's my best play. So I go Kartana here, Sacred Sword. He'll take the Flareless Recoil. I then go out into Medicham, Fake Out, and then Hide Jump Kick for the win. I think that's my win. I'm just going to try that. Yeah, I always bring this out here. If he goes Hard Zard, that would be different, but I will Sacred Sword now. Does go Hard Zard. Okay, that's tough. I gotta go Hard Medi. No, yeah, I have to go Hard Medi here. On the D-Dance, I click Fake Out here. Every time. I always go Ferrothorn. Could have Roost. This is going to come down to plays. If he has Roost, then... Okay, it was a double down, which means I think I'm good here. I always go Medicham to break any sort of Sash. Yeah, okay, I think I'm fine in this game. Wow, we got a lot more people in here now. Actually recognize Tapu Moxo and Seal. Assuming it's the Seal I'm thinking about. I'll Fake Out here. And then... I don't know, I feel like it's in my best interest to... now it's definitely over. I just Ice Punch. Even if you Scarf Hyperspace Fury, yeah. And then Mamoswine will not be able to beat my team. So I will always switch out here, just to guarantee the win. In case he's like Scarf Icicle Spear and gets 5 critical hits on me. Yeah, and I'll just... Actually, that wouldn't even matter. Yeah, that game was always over. I'm able to go ahead and win right there, and I'll be right back with one final game. Alright, I have the next game right here. This one is probably going to be our last. Thankfully, we're actually managed to secure a positive record just because we have 3-1 right now. The one loss, actually, we only lost like 8 points too, so that's amazing. This guy gets blown away by Medicham. So that's going to be my best win con, I think. He also gets blown away by Garchomp, except Weavile, so I gotta be careful about that. I actually think Weavile would be the lead here. I think I lead off with Dragonite, just to lure something. Clef leads here, so against Clef, probably clicking Rocks is what I would guess. I'll Hurricane initially, and it'll reveal my set, but basically it ensures that Clefable is never a Medicham switch in, so yeah, that happens. I get a DM. I should have probably started blocking DMs during recordings. Of course I get dropped, so now I have to actually switch out on the soft-boiled. Yeah, slash Wish, and now I basically just lost all my damage, so I always click Thunderbolt here. And, yeah, that's annoying. I would have actually been able to completely prevent this thing from getting back in the game, but I will Thunderbolt again. Yeah, Chansey should come out on a potential Z move. I'll just U-turn out here on maybe a T-Wave is what I'm thinking. Rocks go up. I'll just do the same. I don't really mind. He probably hits Rocks more than me, to be honest. Brings out Weavile. I don't really need Ferrothorn, so I'll just bring that out here on Icicle Crash. That is banded. That is very banded. Wow. I will just Gyro Ball here. Zap comes in, but like the problem with Zap is I just get to Leech Seed it. And if he waves right here, he's just going to lose him onto Medi after. Alright, so Medi guarantees a kill here. And then it's going to be a 50-50 with Weavile. So I Ice Punch here. He can't actually give me this because he'll lose to Cart. But he does anyway, and I don't get Static Paralyzed, so Weavile has to come in and basically try to get a 50-50 right. I actually think I literally sack this, bring in Cart, and win. I think that's what happens here. I'm gonna High Jump Kick on the Pursuit. Really smart Icicle Crash play, but like I bring in Cart now, and I don't see a switch into Smart Strike. I guess in theory Chansey could be one. I should knock off here on the Gliscor. Really surprised Venusaur was the play of choice, but I'll go Dragonite on that. I think Weavile double is very obvious, but he doesn't do it. Okay, cool. Free Hurricane, but I'm actually going to make the double to Chomp on the Chansey. Yeah, because this guy just leaves and everything. I'm going to SD up here. On the Soft Boiled, okay. I will be clicking Earthquake now. As my opponent decided to go for Toxic and miss it, which is totally fine with me. I'm kind of annoyed about my Medicham, but I guess that's okay. Venusaur is the thing that's stopping my... I gotta keep this. I think I just sack off my D-Knight and bring back Cart. And like, I gotta get a play red. Do I double on the Venusaur? I think I should. Yeah, Venusaur comes in. ISD up here on the Leech. I'm gonna Devastating Drake this. Ah, he got me. Yeah, he got it. I'm gonna Earthquake in case it actually does enough. He is definitely unaware. Okay, I gotta like crit through him somehow. Yeah, it goes for that. Venusaur is gonna come out, and I don't think I can break this team anymore. So Gliscor actually comes in, takes nothing. If I crit right here, I actually win the game. As I don't. So I'm surprised he actually gave me the opportunity to do that, considering you have a great check. He's actually giving me another chance to crit right here, too. Kartana. Actually, Venusaur would take one. Yeah, this is unfortunately over, I think. Earthquakes. I guess if I crit this... No, I'm still in range of Ice Shard. Yeah, this game's over. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything right there. I'm going to go ahead and end off on this screen because I actually don't want to show off that DM. The team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And yeah, unfortunately, we took 2 L's in this game right here, but we actually still did net a lot due to 8 wins. We lost 23 right there, but I guess that's okay. We still net like 30 points, so that's very cool. And I'll see you next time. Later.